Went to America once.
I just came back.
Welcome to the Ring Arena, U.S. chapter.
What's up, guys? We are here with my boy.
What's up, buddy?
Jimmy, who's he spent more time in Ireland than I've spent here in the last while, so we tried to balance it out.
There we go. Yeah.
So we're gonna do exactly what I always want to do when I'm here, is just look at all of his cool cars, get a little story behind all of them, and we've got some surprises along the way as well.
I am behind the camera.
Cameraman Neil, I love this.
Cameraman Neil.
Neil's here.
I'm also here.
Neil is also here. So we're gonna do something that we didn't plan on doing, because Jimmy has a friend across the road who builds crazy Hondas.
Big Honda guy.
Yeah.
So
and I'm a big Honda guy. So then Jimmy started telling me about his friends that have Hondas around here. So he's going to bring us over and show us a really cool drag shop for Hondas.
What's up, man? How are you?
What's up?
What's going on?
So this is absolutely wild to us that we had kind of a Honda scene, Neil, for a long time in Ireland.
A huge Honda scene.
Huge, and then it just disappeared overnight. And then you guys...
Well, this is what happens when the Honda scene continues and evolves into something very cool and very expensive.
So is there a name on the shop? Or is it just like a nondescript?
So you got Marsh Tuning, which is Jamie Marsh, that does all the tuning pretty much for, at least me and a bunch of other people around here. And then this car is Alpha K.
So you're known as Alpha K.
Alpha K.
On the internet.
Yes, yep.
But this is your normal name.
Yeah, so Joe Pinell. Car is Alpha K, I'm Joe
Cool.
Pinell.
So when Jimmy said there's a shop over here then with this stuff, I just had to come over and see it like.
Came to the right shop.
So this
car is like... But I'm just going to, for reference here, look at the back tire on
Even
this
just
car.
seeing the narrow wheel, like, are those wheels used for funny cars as well? So are they specifically designed for like?
I think, to be honest with you, those are motorcycle tires.
Really?
These are motorcycle.
And what about the
So
wheels?
the wheels, the rims themselves are specifically skinnies for drag racing, but the actual tires are all for motorcycles. Super skinny.
The rear brake caliper or even disc is from a motorcycle as well? Or is it something...
No.
Because that looks...
So that whole setup right there
It looks like a motorcycle.
It does.
FCS
Or like a mountain bike.
arms, and they're full ceramic bearings and everything. And we can play, and I adjusted on this car, I extended my wheelbase about 2 inches, so it's a little long.
So instead of being here, it's like
So it's a little bit
stable
more.
out the chassis a little bit.
Man.
So like this little
Yep.
weightless car, especially in the rear, going that fast.
Super
Are the
fiberglass.
doors fiberglass or the carbon?
Fiberglass, yeah.
God.
So it's got a hydro
With
to
staging
hold it on the start line.
Even seeing the Kirky seat, and you were saying the guy that works with you now, is it Spoon? He did all the dimple dice to make it even lighter.
Literally built this whole car. Give him full credit for, down to paint of the inside, cage, like inside and out. He created my masterpiece at the end of the day. Like, I've had this car, 5 years at least.
And you probably poured your heart and soul into it over and over, like
long nights, blood, sweat, tears, and every dollar I had was
Maybe a mortgage or two.
Wife only knew what I spent.
We're probably sitting on one of the most expensive Honda Civic EKs of all time.
Okay, so you see the outside, you see the inside. It's cool.
Yeah.
But the big story, the big hurrah is under the hood.
So displacement is?
So it's a 99.9 billet crank, K-Series, K24 engine, K20 top end.
But you're just changing the compression.
So it's 2.4 naturally aspirated.
Naturally
no turbo,
aspirated.
no supercharger.
Nope.
And it makes how much horsepower?
430 plus.
nice.
So 430, but that's, and of course in American terms that means wheel, which we always have to refer to. So that's 520 or 30.
That's so funny you guys do flywheel horsepower. I guess it's like, yeah.
Well, manufacturers always call flywheel horsepower. So we just always
Down to
continue
the
with that.
crank
So
power, yep.
530 or 40 horsepower NA. From a
Methanol fuel, no 93 gas, but
That's
M1
ridiculous.
fuel.
This intake looks like it would eat my entire arm just into the engine.
36 inches, maybe probably more.
Oh, so this isn't an
And that's-
aerodynamic thing.
No,
this
so that's when I cross the finish line. That's when the beam's gonna hit.
Nice.
Yeah. It's a full 4-piston engine.
Yeah.
They have their Junior Peacemaker head. The Tecali's billet 99 crank. I have Skunk Tube BMF 3 cams in there. 73 millimeter ITBs. I got a Myers competition exhaust.
That's a work of art
full
there.
PPG trans, fully built. Fuel Tech wiring, which I did myself and Pi throughout the whole car.
Yeah.
And yeah, this thing's a bad. This is a bad that car right here.
Can we start it up?
Yeah, absolutely. Get it
See
rolling.
that? See in Ireland they go, well, it's very late, and you know everyone's gonna get really annoyed.
Yeah.
And no, they're just here. Yeah, you actually. Now this is where we put in the headphone users beware part of our video. So when Jimmy puts his hands on his head like this, you go, it's going to be a quiet, beautiful sound.
Yeah, and then I get stuck because I'm holding the camera, so it's just like I'm putting the hood up, hoping that something will happen here.
See you later, Neil.
Thanks.
See you later.
Can't wait for my tinnitus. Sounds like hell.
That's a very obnoxious sounding car.
Just how aggressive it is. You can just hear how angry that engine is.
What I love about it is it has one singular purpose, this car, just to go
Straight.
fast.
Yeah, this is just like,
You know what I mean?
Gallon fuel
it's
cell
just a
here.
drag car.
I wish you could hear it on the dyno. It is a different.
Oh man, well
experience.
even just a teaser of that, like my ears are bleeding. I even have tinnitus, so I'm going to be lying in bed tonight and it's going,
That's a big old turbo on a DC5.
With 530 horsepower.
They take it so well, dude. These motors stock.
Stock
They
engine.
take so. It's not even
Haven't
fair.
seen a
Like
nice
people
one
don't even like
in years.
turbo them because they're
Years.
like, nah, it's too easy. Damn, this is like the other. This is the other one.
So this is Omega
That's
and this is Alpha.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
the motor's not in it. Ah, this one is also something real special. That's a
This
real-
one is the jam. This one was it 875?
875.
What?
Well, man, thank you so much for showing us.
No, anytime.
we
Always
don't.
welcome.
We don't.
I'm
we don't see much
thoroughly
of this.
enjoying this.
Yeah. All right, guys. So we're here. This is very unusual because we spoke about it in the previous videos that Neil and I wanted to do a collab on a limited edition 100 t-shirts, 100 hoodies, Juicebox Drift Games. We designed it, and we're opening it in America for the first time because it's been shipped by the boys back home. So this is it. This is the. We've seen it for the first time when you guys are seeing it for the first time. So we've got some hoodies and some t-shirts. Oh, that came out great.
Nice.
That looks very cool.
That is really cool.
So we did a Neil's logo on the top, ours on the bottom. Founded in Ireland, inspired by Japan, which is very kind of fitting for both brands. Alright guys, so this is it. The Juicebox Drift Games collaboration t-shirt. I absolutely love how this thing came out. We're doing 100 t-shirts, 100 hoodies. That's it, forever. They go on sale right now because this video is out at 8 o'clock on Sunday, GMT, which means they are live on our Drift Games shop right now. Get them while they're hot. We will not be making them again. And they're a little bit of a history kind of collaboration for us, so we absolutely love it. And we hope you guys do too. And let's hope we sell them out. So we're in Jimmy's, and the crazy thing is, we were here a year ago?
No, it was
No,
like
it was 6 months ago or 8 months ago. I've
4,
lost track of
3
time.
months, 2 months. It's last
Okay.
week.
And everything's different again.
Is it?
So
Okay,
that, yeah,
cool.
like
Yeah.
a lot of stuff is in different places. There's cars that I would have saw the very initial stages of,
Okay.
and now they're complete. So that's very cool. It's almost like you've had all the hardship, but I get to come in and just reward
That's
myself
it,
by
that's
just
it.
looking at
Instant
them done.
gratification.
So
Yeah.
we've got these were here, and there's
Yeah,
still
those
there.
haven't moved.
And
Yeah.
the CRX, which is
CRX, just spoons. This one's not mine, but this is one of my employees. Boom.
We're just getting a Honda overload today.
That's it. We're
Yeah.
in a good spot for it.
Yeah.
JZX 100.
Yeah, enough of those. You guys see all those.
We see
Yeah.
them.
These are in America.
Ah no, this is cool
This
though.
is cool in America.
No, we
okay.
don't see them on these though. We don't see them on Blitzes.
Yeah, but it's missing a kit, so it looks a little dorky. So don't look. I haven't posted any of this car because I'm just waiting. Because you know how JZX are.
Yeah.
They're so just grandma, and then you put a kit on them, and it's just like, oh my god, they're so
Straight.
hot.
Here's some exciting news that I don't think we've told anyone about. Is that Jimmy's going on Drift Week. Jimmy's going on Drift Week at us.
Oh wait, okay, yeah, that worked out really well.
Like,
But I was doing thumbs up. Yeah, okay. But I'm so I'm so nervous, dude. I've never been so stressed.
but you've never been on Drift Week.
Never.
I've never been on Drift
So
Week.
stressed.
So the two of us are going with James Dean,
Yeah.
who I'm sure will be equally stressed about drifting all the time. So it'll just be like it's like a band. It's like Dave and the two Jimmys. It'll be like all of us, me and Jimmy, trying to figure out the tracks. It'll be James. Maybe give us a few pointers,
We'll
a few
just
tips,
piggyback on the whole
and
time.
we'll just say, yeah, and try and chase him around and then see how we get on with that.
But it's sick though because if we even for a smidge keep up with James, we're doing great.
Oh no, we had the Josh Holsworth photo from years ago in his first competition when he crashed into James.
Perfect.
So for that 1 second, that photo looked like Josh was pushing James Dean around, and immediately after that photo, he smashed off, went into the grass.
So last day of the trip, I'll make sure we get that photo.
We'll just get that photo of the three of us, like, yeah, we're hanging, it's good. But this is the machine you're taking to Drift Week, which is a 350Z.
350Z, very classic, very simple, FDF front, and I guess the rear too, I guess, because diff brace and all that stuff. Bucket seat steering wheel.
Which is the perfect Drift Week car.
It's perfect.
Because you remember, everyone's like, Drift Week, I'm like, it's 16 days.
Yeah.
A car has to survive 16 days. Any of my drift cars back home.
I haven't made it through a full drift day in
That's not a good start.
probably 3 years.
Yeah.
So I am so nervous.
So this thing to me, I think it might be my favorite RX7 I've ever seen.
Yeah, I appreciate that. It's simple.
It's the color, it's the wheels.
Keep it simple.
Yeah, keep it simple.
And keep it simple.
That's
I don't
it.
think you need to do much with RX-7s. I
No.
think the biggest problem with every RX-7 that everyone built is they, for some reason, had a very beautiful car, and then they stuck a lot of things on it.
It's hard too. Like a lot of guys who own the RX-7s had them for a long time because they've been so expensive. And so like you get to every year, you're like, well, what do I do to it now? And so it kind of almost forces you to get to a tacky point. You know what I mean? Yeah.
It's basically, and I can see the pattern of style of OEM plus kind of through all of this.
Yeah.
But it's like you're making it a little bit more aggressive, but not taking away its soul.
Exactly.
and making it-
Simplistic, elegant, but still a little
This
sauce.
so this is not an original color on an RX-7, is it?
So it's weird, right? So this is a true CYM car, but it was repainted with no metallic in it. Because the jams are still CYM. So like you can tell it's not. Okay, it's a little dull because it's dirty, but like it's not a big difference without having the metallic in it.
Yeah,
It makes the car look so much more like neon than having the pearl in it, because the pearl gives it this weird dull orange look.
You know,
Way
it's
around.
funny how a lot of, well, in my opinion, a lot of Japanese cars were a sort of a copy of an American car or European car.
And then we'll think the other
and then
thing.
it would think the
but,
other
yeah.
way. But this one kind of stood on its own as like,
True.
there's
yeah.
nothing else that
Corvette kind of looks like
Yeah.
it, I guess.
looks...
The C5. When
Yeah.
you put it next to it, you're just like, I see
Yeah, I
you.
know what you're
I
doing.
know what you're doing there, but these came first, so we're gonna blame America on copying.
Yeah.
So this is a Spec S.
So this is a Alltech Spec S.
Alltech Spec S,
So
yes.
it's a little spicier. It's
Yes.
cool. If you know, you know it's cool. Still got the Alltech interior, which everyone always ends up ripping out, which is
Nice.
cool.
So talk us through the three cars, and we obviously know this was Spec
Yeah.
S Alltech, but these two are both turbo.
Yeah, so they're all original Spec S's.
Yeah.
I'm calling myself on it. It's whatever. It's a VIN.
Yeah.
But this thing, I wish I could pull it down, but fully built SR, notch top, just simple setup. With a G25 550, just Nismo 6-speed trans, like just nice street car
Yeah.
stuff. It just hits. It's good. It's comfy. It's got teen coilovers on it. It just flips. You
It's
know?
a nice car.
It's just a nice car. It's like
Yeah.
I would consider it the daily ripper.
Yeah.
So
But
it's
is
not
it-
an EV1.
I was going to say, it's not the
It's not
actual,
true
because
EV1.
I've seen these in yellow.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest with you, again, I prefer this yellow.
So the
I know
OEM EV1, which is lightning yellow, it's a little bit duller.
Yeah.
It looks more washed out, and this one has a little more
It's
depth
like
to
a
it.
thicker yellow or
Yeah.
something. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
more substance to it.
So I can't take credit to this because this car was painted by someone else.
Yeah.
I got it as a shell. This is actually Lamborghini yellow. It's the color of the new Urus.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so the story was, according to him, he walked into the dealership and was just like, looked at the car, took a picture of the VIN, and walked out. And it was just like, Neo VVL head.
Jeez, Jimmy, that is phenomenal.
Thank you. So it's cool, right? So it's a fully built bottom end, full sleeved, everything. The bottom end's good for like 8, which is silly. The head is a P11 Sentra SCR head, right? So it's a front wheel drive head that you do all this, not crazy machine work, but you could retrofit to the bottom ends with a bunch of different rear wheel drive converted parts, and now you have essentially like a Nissan VTEC, right? So it's a double cam lobe, so there's a small cam lobe, and then switched over to a larger cam lobe like VTEC.
Yeah, very unusual.
It revs to 8,500 with a VTEC. It feels like, honestly, I have a Turbo K swapped S14. Feels identical. It's so weird.
Irregardless of what they are,
Yeah.
they just look great.
I like it because it kind of like has like a 2012 Tokyo Auto Salon look to it with
Yeah.
this like
Yes.
fitment and everything.
want to feel neat. Yeah,
I'm gonna be the cameraman Jim right here.
It's like almost like two Irish guys going, 86s. This is our kettle of fish.
It's cool seeing like the USDM stuff, and even all down to like the different VINs, and it's been enjoyable watching this. It's funny now that I'm here in real life, so it just kind of crosses over, but it's good.
But it's weird how when you were in Ireland,
Yep.
and we were showing you lots of 86s because we have lots of them. You were like, and you got the buzz of like, I need to get an 86 going. And then you came back, and then we were all watching, going, oh, he's got the bug. He's gonna finish the car.
I had to order a bunch of parts.
He's straight in.
But I have to give Jimmy credit because like a lot of my die-hard friends are like, oh, you need to tell Jimmy to put the 4AGE in it and stuff. And I was like, he knows what he's doing. And if you see, this literally looks like a Toyota engine sitting in here.
To be fair though, you building an 86 like this beside the front chopped off an S13 coupe, you couldn't be more Irish right now.
I love
this
it.
This is a very Irish.
We just got the Kinsler.
Literally like
ITV setup, like.
Yeah, literally yesterday. So perfect timing. I'm so pumped to get to see it.
I'm really excited by this because it's so cool. You're not constrained to like, if you were living in Ireland, someone would talk you out of doing this. But you're approaching it in a way where you're trying to stay kind of true to the overall aesthetic of an 86.
I think I'm lucky because I don't have any 86 influences in a
Exactly.
sense. Like none of my friends have
Don't hang around with me where
86s.
I'm like, oh man, you gotta get the 20 valve because
Yeah,
that's the
exactly.
rules. But I'm happy because you're out of the rule book and you're still kind of keeping within the guidelines. You know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
this looks like
I'm trying to play the game, but I've never read the rules.
yeah,
so
but I'm enjoying that
But
because
I like the fact that it doesn't look like a K.
no.
A Casey's Ernie. Because
Let's say this is Skunk 2.
Yes, it's
So it lowers it down. Yeah.
That to me just eliminates the straight away. Oh, it's like. Oh, hold on.
Yeah.
You-
Even if you know, you're still like.
I kind of look at it going, I've never
Yeah.
seen it. You could have told me this was some weird engine that I'd never heard of from America, and I would have gone, well, fair enough.
It's the mix of stuff, even like the little HKS cap and the Kyle Rad and stuff. So it's like a Japanese blend. So it still looks like something you might just come across in Japan.
So is this going to be fun streetcar track? What are you thinking?
Oh my
I'll
god.
take this now.
Okay.
Because I'm looking at the
So
door
here's the
panels.
thing.
I'm looking
Here's
at
the
door
thing.
panels
Here's the
now
thing, right?
going,
Every time you build a car, I
Yep.
feel like everyone needs to know what the purpose is, right? There needs to be a purpose. And then I had this issue where I just like building cars,
Yeah.
and I'm like, what's the purpose? I'm like, for me to enjoy it. And then people are like, what does that mean? Like,
But where, Jimmy?
but
Where do you
where?
enjoy
Yeah,
it?
how? And so the thing is, I really don't know yet. I'm just kind of building it. And so the problem is I got this car very, very bare, like bare shell. And I don't really have good resources for...
Yeah. But that was nice in a way because then it's
Yeah.
a total blank canvas. There's
sure.
no rule book. You can do whatever you want. And the
Exactly.
beauty with an 86 is you can do drift days and you can do grip days in the same
That's
car.
what I've learned, especially when I went to Ireland. I
Yeah.
saw all the guys that came to the festival with A6s, and I talked to all of them, and it seems like their cars were just set up for...
Just for everything.
There's
whatever.
guys in Ireland that do will win a car show on a Sunday, do a track day grip on a Wednesday, and go drifting on a Friday.
See, I want to be that guy. It came with like no interior,
Okay.
so I was like, instead of trying to piece together every single nut and bolt and whatever, it ended up being more expensive than just literally buying a nice A6. I was like, we talked about this. You need
Yeah.
two 86s.
Yeah.
You need a street car 86, which is like the pure, fun, awesome one, and you need the track 86, where you can enjoy it down to its
Absolutely.
nimble core.
I was talking
right?
to Neil, we were in the car traveling around, I was like, I'm going to get another 86,
See?
but it's going to be a bad one.
And I want another 86.
I want a bad one.
Yeah, because you could do
I
that.
want
You
one
could
that
have
I want one
the-
that has rust.
Yes.
That I can just go, this thing is just going to be a laugh machine. I don't need to fix it. I don't need to
Just
make it
have
look pretty.
fun.
I'm just going to put nice wheels on it and send it. And that's the thing about like Neil. Like he's 5 years into his, and you got a long road ahead of you, Neil.
Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah. So I think that's the thing. You can make it. These are one of the few cars, but then you
Yeah.
tried to do it with your S13,
So yeah,
kind of an everything car.
I try to do
But
everything.
now
for
I was
basic,
watching
yeah.
when you came back, and I was like, he has just gone full Irish.
This one wasn't too much by choice, but I get it. It's part of the process.
But
Can it
it's
still
no-
be a road car then?
It'll
or
still be a
what?
road car, kind
Yeah.
of. I don't know. So I'm taking my E36, which isn't here right now. I'm returning that more into like the competition spec car, and I built that car so I can get more used to right-hand drive drifting too. Just so.
Good idea.
Yeah. See.
See,
so when I come
yeah.
over, I don't fumble.
And also, that's why I got a left-hand drive car. So I come here and I'm like, it's fine. I don't have to
Exactly.
worry
So
about
see,
it.
there we go.
But this is now
Yeah.
this. Everyone would think in Ireland.
Yeah.
Would think everybody starts by tube and everything.
Yeah.
They don't. They start back in the 90s.
Yeah.
Why you're seeing all the tube cars in Ireland is because that shell originally was smashed into by somebody.
So this
and-
is something I was laughing about. So when I was there, I was like, wow, everyone's drifting S chassis. Like, you don't really see that much anymore. Like, I was like, why does everyone keep picking S chassis for comp cars? Like, this doesn't seem right. And I was talking to so many different drivers, and they're like, oh yeah, this shell used to be his car like 3 years ago.
Yep.
Then it was his car 3 years ago. And everyone just keeps like from here
Yeah.
to like here somewhat together, and then every couple of years they
Just keep replacing
replacing everything else around it.
Like musical chairs with the front and back ends.
I couldn't believe it.
So many shells, people go, oh, it's such a shame you're chopping up like this rare car. Like, this was chopped up in like 2004.
Yeah,
and
I couldn't believe everyone had the same story. I was like,
and
these
they'll take it
things.
back and they'll redo the cage when the regulations change, redo the tubing, and then the car becomes, oh, look at it, he's got a new car. So basically, Jimmy has a big facade on the internet that he's into like rear-wheel drive chassis and stuff. It's all a lie. Once you come in behind the scenes, you realize it's all Hondas
It's a
everywhere.
big Honda day. It's kind of funny. So this one's not mine. We'll just quickly show this one off because it's really cool. This is one of Spoon's, that's my buddy Mike's. So this is a fully built K-Series, of course, but this one's all-wheel drive, turbo.
Excuse me? All-wheel drive?
All-wheel drive. How cool is that?
And what sort of power? Oh, it's got 4 big drive tires.
Yeah. First wave was like the Wago van stuff, right?
Yeah.
And because it was like that all-wheel drive, like Accord wagon looking
Yeah.
thing. I don't know enough to actually sound like I do, but those came all-wheel drive. That stuff was made for 80 horsepower or whatever, but it takes it. It doesn't make any sense. And then now people retrofit the CRV stuff because it's a lot more abundant and stuff like that.
So CRV back end, essentially.
Yeah, it's great. You have to do some stuff in there.
Yeah, it's
Obviously,
not.
I don't
There's a
know.
lot of
Straightforward,
at this point they've got it so dialed. You have to cut like a little hump,
And you know it's going to slot.
and then like it bolts onto your rear like upper beam and you're done. Yeah, so this one literally just got its first startup like a day ago. So this thing, it's a fully built motor. It's a probably, I don't know, was it like a 64, 66 or something? It'll make 7 something with the fuel system.
I love those numbers over here because it's just so like that's
Probably
700.
Okay, well it's like
Is he
so
still referring to wheel horsepower again?
wheel. Yeah. So I mean, so here's the thing: when you talk about K series, you talk about turbo K series and turbo LSs. Those numbers are just like in a different world. You know what I mean? Like
They're so easy to make here.
it's so easy to make. Like these things are. It's not fair.
Guess what it is?
Another case. Dude, why is today? I didn't mean for this to happen.
It's Honda Day.
He's pushing it. He's pushing it hard today.
I'm around so many Hondas, guys, as you.
Yeah,
guys
as you've
have seen.
shown us.
And so I was dying to do K series for a long time, and so. You know, like I think I built this car last year, a year and a half ago, and that's when Toge Factory really started to perfect their rear-wheel drive K-Series swap kit. And I was like, it's my time. It's perfect. Let's do it.
Yeah.
It's a very
So
fancy sump.
shoved it in an S14, and it looks way too normal in there.
It does. That's
Looks
like
very like SR-esque.
That one's a completely stock long block with I think I have a 58 on it. Makes 450 on pump, stock motor. Disgusting. It is very cheap, but the problem is this is a dilemma with K swaps, and I like talked about this today in my video. It's like LS swaps, which you guys I just want to know about. It's like it's so cheap. Everyone thinks it's so cheap because the motor itself is pretty affordable.
it's all the other stuff.
It's all the other stuff, right? Because you can get the motor for $1,000, but then you got to put $1,000 into it to make it like good. You know what I mean? And then it's all the rear-wheel drive conversion parts are so expensive.
I was about to say there's a lot of like even like.
So it's not a cheap conversion. Like.
No, and I don't want to deter anyone from it, but it's very expensive. Like even the 8.6, which is simple, that is such an expensive car.
Yeah. This was the Koki bumper that you got over here. Then it didn't have 2 different versions of it. Like.
No, this is the USDM one.
Yeah, because we got this as well.
Yeah.
But it has a big, massive extra recess that they drilled onto the front of it. So I've never actually seen it without it.
Oh yeah, because you have that like plate.
Yeah. So when they take that off, this is hiding underneath it. But then I never knew that you guys actually got it because I was like, wait a second, that looks like a Japanese-sized plate.
Like everyone likes the JDM front bumper for some reason.
I think this is so cool because it
I
almost
think-
looks like a GTR bumper
Thank you.
that's condensed.
See?
And I was like,
This is why I
oh,
like you, Neil.
what a
Fuck,
cool
this is sick.
bumper. Like nobody
so
in
funny.
Ireland has ever done it. Like, and we had one in work and we actually sent it to a guy in Guam. And it took us, he waited, right? So when COVID hit in JDM Distro, this guy from Guam, I listed this bumper, like the 200SX Irish version, up on our website. And I was like, no one's ever going to want this. Put it up there for like €80. And a guy from Guam messaged us and he was like, it's his dream bumper. And he waited 7 months and paid €400 to get it shipped to Guam.
You could buy these new still.
Really?
Yeah.
He doesn't want to know that. It almost follows them when you see the Spec R on the S15. It's
Yeah.
like that's where they got the inspiration.
Exactly, with the
it's
center
an
cut
extremely
and the-
similar design.
Because everyone's like, when are you getting the JDM bumper? I'm like, this
Nah,
one's
man,
better.
this one is better.
Stock color.
This is a stock color, so this is silver moss.
I've never.
Is this the this is the factory color then?
I've
Oh
never
my
seen
god!
that color.
Because it looked like a faded like Millennium J.
So
what I thought.
that's why I think this color is so cool,
Yeah.
because it's the closest thing we got to Millennium J,
That's
which
so
is
cool.
the
I
best
didn't know you
color
got. We
ever.
never got this color.
Well, it's funny. So this is the original engine bay color too.
Yeah, because they always have it off color.
they
Like
always have it base coat, no metallic.
That is
or
a
clear.
very nice combo of. Because that I would have thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nissan loves doing
This
that.
was
Like,
the original color, and it
yes.
was some sort of a beige car.
Yeah. They made like 40 something thousand Zenkeis, but yeah, it's like 5,000 or 6,000. I forgot which number it is, and they made 400 in this color.
Jeez.
So, silver moss, good color.
Good color. It's like kind of a.
It looks like silvery
Silvery-
gold
silvery
in some
green.
lighting. It looks.
I love the Ganadors on everything. Like,
This is also one of the things where I'm like, I agree, but how much must you be down the Ganador hole at this point?
So I do this thing where I just don't think about it.
yeah, that's what I do.
That's the only way.
Makes life a lot easier.
This is a JDM rear bumper.
That's what I was wondering with the valances on it. Like, yeah,
And those are cheap aftermarket balances because I couldn't find nice
Ah.
ones. Yeah, I tried.
at least you tried.
Dorky Door is coming out with a really nice
Yeah.
set.
Just the badging and stuff is so unusual.
I know, it's
for us.
mad, isn't it?
Like,
It's
we see
C240.
it's like-
It's so hard to compare them to the SR because they're so different. But
Yeah.
the KA, I would consider more towards the L series engine than anything.
Yeah.
They're like they're the most evolved version of the L engine, which is so obviously different, but whatever, that's what they say. So, I mean, they're cool. We got a
I like how
2.4,
you
big
made this one look
displacement.
kind of like a Honda engine.
I tried to.
I like the spoon
Well, okay,
sports
yeah.
stuff
So,
on the cap.
yeah, Spoon Sports cap. It's got the Honda Wrinkle Red, which I had to do on the
Yeah,
on the
yeah.
whatever, and then it has K series coil packs.
So
Yeah.
for people
Yeah.
that don't know anything about this car, which if you've been living under a rock or you've just got the internet this week, this is a rear-wheel drive converted Honda Civic Coupe,
EK,
with
big
EK,
big Honda day.
which you
big Honda.
call
I'm enjoying the Honda.
Nissan.
Nissan.
Yes.
Yeah.
I can't take credit for that. Someone else came up with that. I was like, we just been running with it.
And you've drifted this.
Yeah. The side's pretty decent. It's all S13 stuff, and it's got the same wheelbase surprisingly as a JZX 100.
Really?
Yeah. They're deceiving. Yeah.
Because they look small.
They look small,
they're
but
not.
it's because like the wheel to bumper length is really
Yeah, it's
like,
shorter.
So
Like,
the wheelbase
there's not as much
is
overhang. Like,
And you did an S13 rack conversion.
Yeah, it's all S13 stuff. Essentially what I did was I made a new, like, see this frame rail right here?
Yeah.
I basically just put this frame rail in to mimic the S chassis frame rail.
Yeah.
And then I just grafted it into the
nice.
front wheel drive stuff.
They have this weird kind of Diablo front, which is very cool.
Yeah.
And the same
Yeah,
headlights as the Diablo. And which I always think is just the craziest thing that they just took the headlights from the 300Z and then you could replace one.
I remember the Riyadh Auto Show?
Yes.
However ago?
Yes.
So remember how they had all the crazy cars there? They had a Diablo on a stand, and I remember walking up to it and being like, those are Z headlights. And it had like factory carbon fiber like lids on them. And I'm sitting there, I was like, imagine just having these on a Z. It'd be the biggest flex that no one would ever know.
The two cars are quite different though.
Yeah.
So this one is SOR powered, obviously.
Yep, so this is a right-hand drive, so this is a Fairlady 2+2, so it's got the back seats. And this one, I put an SR in it.
Back seats?
Yeah, they feel huge in the inside compared to the non-back seats model.
The ones we got, do they have back seats? I don't think they do.
I don't think they do.
So there's two versions, right?
Yeah,
2+2
there's
and
the
2+0.
I've never seen one with
You
back
tell right here by the quarter glass. Look at the quarter glass. Oh my God, there's bird poop. This poor car. There's a bird in here. See how like long it is right
Yeah.
here, and then look at this one.
it goes longer.
It's about 4 to 6 inches long. I forgot what the number is, but it's like 4 to 6.
I was today years old when I realized there was two different versions.
Yeah, there's
of
two
a
different
Trainer
versions.
X.
They look.
Let me see the back
Every
seats.
day's a school day.
No,
Yeah.
have you ever seen one with back seats?
I'd say so. I just probably I don't look
It's
at
crazy
it enough.
how much bigger they feel, like
Really?
with the back seats in them. Yeah.
Oh, there they are.
But are the seats a novelty?
Yes.
Because it's like in a Silver or like an RX. You just like, why are they there? Like,
Like a Porsche going. That's for my backpack, and that's all they
Exactly. It
do.
makes a great shelf.
yeah.
Yeah. And then these don't have, like this one doesn't have back seats. See how it's just a rear deck lid?
Yeah.
You know when you kind of think you've summed up a car in your head.
I know.
And I'm
And
like,
then someone tells you something different, and you're
Like,
like,
that's
ah.
crazy. Plus, also the engines in them are so awful generally.
So awful. You
And
just keep the
nobody,
hood closed.
Yeah, nobody can
Yeah.
work with them. They look terrible, and the twin turbo ones are just a ticking time bomb of nonsense. So to be fair, putting another engine in there is a really good idea, and it revitalizes a chassis
There
that
it is.
probably people would have given up on.
And SR looks at home in there.
Right? It looks good.
It just looks totally OEM. It just looks beautiful. You're like,
Perfect.
cool.
Nice.
Even with like the factory red cover and like, it all looks.
Why did Nissan go so complicated with these? Because they had a good selection of stuff at the time.
I think they're trying to push the limits.
They were
like,
probably
yeah.
pushing almost exactly.
like the Prelude and all these cars.
twin
the
turbo
wild card.
V6, quad cam that sounds.
It sounds impressive.
sounds
Maybe
impressive,
they're trying to jump
yeah.
a higher price point and say we've done crazy things here.
Yeah.
Whereas if they'd left it,
They were
simple-
good. They were a good stepping stone.
Yeah.
I mean, it led to the VR.
True.
Yeah.
That's.
yeah.
I think that engine is amazing. It's
Yeah.
The one.
It's the one. So, but nice work, Nissan. We're still proud of, even though that stepping stone kind of sucked. I was a big SR fan, or I am a big SR fan, but this one I really knew at the time, and I wanted to engine swap it, and I didn't want to put a straight six in it because I saw a lot of them with straight sixes, and you really,
Yeah.
a 2J, it's like right here, right? And I didn't want to cut it up or have the issue of all these cooling problems, and I was like, SRs at the time are cheap, and I found out that you could do it for very cheap when the engine was cheap, right?
Yeah.
So I was able to utilize the factory transmission, utilize factory transmission placement, which is huge because you could use factory shifter, factory drive shaft, all of that. Like that's a big deal for engine swap, as you know. And so there's a guy, Jonathan Brops, I think that's how you pronounce the last name. He made these engine mounts for himself, CNC'd them like however long ago, and then he just like would sell them off. And all I had to do was notch the subframe, bolted right in, whole drivetrain hooked up.
Wow.
Easy. Because you get a Mazworks used to make a VG to SR trans adapter, and it was cheap. And you just you cut into your bell housing.
I was looking at this is a strange plate, like these cross members and stuff are. The further you go here with an engine, you're going to start running into a lot of trouble.
So it's a very deceiving baby because it's extremely wide to fit those big fat heads, but it's quite short because it's only 3 cylinders deep. So if you look at it like compared to an S chassis, look how short this hose is.
Yeah, man.
That's an S chassis hose. Usually it's over to here.
That would work, but the 6-cylinder.
But yeah, it was.
Your ride is going to be like you're going to be.
It was all 240 parts. Like I did it in a time where I did not have the funds to really do much crazy. This was a budget car. Yeah. And then later on I put like the fancy turbo and stuff on it. But like it sucks because when SRs were affordable, I was like, guys, look, this is a good option. Yeah. This is the cheapest engine swap you could do in this chassis. And now the engine's too expensive, but for a long time, like I couldn't think of an engine that was cheaper to put in here.
Is this an LS one?
Mm-hmm.
So this was
like my first.
This is the one that started.
So remember how we were talking about the Volkswagen base shave thing?
But that's why I remember when you were doing it back then. I was like, it was nice to see it cross over into the Japanese stuff. Yeah,
exactly.
How long is this built now at this stage?
I think it's been like 7 years.
Yeah, it's like a time capsule at this point, though.
It's 7 years, but if you were building it today, you'd still this is the approach you would take. So this shaved engine bay thing.
This was cool. This was like very simple. This was all like I bought at like Home Depot, like the local store, and it's all OEM stuff. I just spent the time and sanded, repainted it because I was trying to do it on a budget, and it just worked out.
How do they feel differently? If you had to jump in one.
So this is a LS1, so it's light, so it's still lighter than the factory engine, and so it still has a nimbility to it, which is cool. This is a 2+2. This one's a 2+0, so it's got no back seats, a little bit shorter, and you notice it driving around.
Really?
Yeah. So this one does feel a little more nimble and shorter. This one is more of a cruiser because it's longer. They feel a lot bigger, the 2+2s. When you slam them, the 2+2s look sick because they're just long.
Yeah.
But at stock height, you look at a 2+2 and you're like, bro, that's not it. Go to 2+0. So.
I think I really want to build.
It's cool that you kept it.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people just like get rid of it, move on to the next thing and stuff. It's nice to have it to look back on.
So like I think my style has really evolved into like from here, the base shape stuff, right? The Volkswagen scene was like the goal was to show how much work you put in a bed, right? You look at this and this doesn't look OEM. Like you want to show off that you did the work, and then like now I feel like my mental approach is to like make it look like the factory did it, like and then with some spice.
All right, guys. Well, we're taking a step in this video to thank one of our partners, Link ECU. Jimmy, everything in here is on a Link ECU.
Big Link guy.
Why is it on a Link ECU?
They just work.
They work?
They work.
You can put them on all the old cars to make them modern. The dashes are amazing. The new dashes they do.
Great integrations.
Exactly. Easy to tune. And also, what is a big step up from people using the old school ECUs to the new ones is you can plug your laptop in at the track, see what's wrong, instead of pulling and dragging at every single part of the car. It'll just tell you what's wrong with it. You can fix it instantly, and you're back on the track within like 20 minutes if you've got the parts. That's why we all use Link ECU on our street cars and our drift cars, and they all use it here across the world, so it shows how good the product is. Check out linkecu.com for all of your Link ECU parts. So we didn't realize that your shop is there and DJ's shop is here. We thought these were like far away.
No, this was my old shop.
So this was where you started?
No, this is where we had our merch and stuff, and over here,
And now it's DJ's, and he's got lots of cool cars, so it would be rude not to just go in and look at them, because that's pretty much what the whole trip is.
I like to brag about DJ stuff, so let's go check it out.
But DJ's away in Japan right now?
Yeah, DJ's in Japan right now, having a blast, doing his thing, so we're going to meet him up at SEMA, so we're going to meet him at SEMA, which is cool.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I just love this.
Yeah, this is the car of the year. I'm like so second-hand proud of this car, it's ridiculous. It's a real Silvia, so it's right. You can't tell because of mirror tint, but it's just all the boxes are checked, like you were saying before. So it's a RB25 Series 1, but it's got all the fancy bits on it, polished everything, which I still think is a madman for doing.
There's a lot of detail there. It looks amazing, but I'm wondering
the upkeep.
The upkeep's going to be to keep it this nice all the time. It's going to be hard, but
He's psycho enough to do it. But it's just a simple setup, D-Works fuel system, just a 3071, nice. I think it's a I don't want to say the wrong brand manifold, whatever. It's just a nice tubular manifold, great intake, very simple, right? But like it's all there, just really tidy, full bay shave. But he kept like, I like how he kept like the OEM lines in it, and he deleted all the holes. But I really like the OEM lines because we were talking about this before, where it's like it just looks like an ultimate base model. Like Nissan produced it and they didn't stamp anything out because they knew nothing was supposed to go there.
But even the grommets that he's done in the polish, it's like.
So this is a really cool bit. Our buddy Brian did it. So DJ deleted his wipers because he's just a psycho like that. But he took a left-hand drive and a right-hand drive rain tray, and he like basically molded them together. And he made
where are the holes for the wipers?
Exactly. So
But there is none.
See, this is stuff I love where it has to be pointed out.
it's so cool. Like so, it's like this is like an OEM wiper tray delete. So super cool.
From a left-hand drive and a right-hand drive, that makes perfect
Yeah, you
sense.
cut them
but
both
also,
in half, perfectly molded them, deleted like one hole, and then boom, it looks OEM.
that's nuts. It's flashy too.
It's flashy.
Like I hate flashy, but
Let me see if I can do this without breaking something.
I'm all about this.
Oh,
This makes me so nervous. DJ does it without even thinking, but this ain't my car. I'm not gonna. There we go. I got it. There we go.
You know what? I forgot that on the Lambo doors. This inner bit on the S14 is not the most fun bit to work with.
If you only saw what DJ and Brian had to do to like make this work, because he bought them for this car, and you could have said they were for a Jeep Wrangler, and I would have believed you, because it didn't look like
They're universal.
universal.
Yeah.
But they also have they're for an S14 along with 750 models, and you're like, I don't know
Exactly.
if that's going to go on so easy. This is what we're going to do this to mine, and I just haven't pulled the trigger yet because I feel like it's a lot of work.
It
And
feels like you're breaking the car every time you touch it, but
They look
it's
good.
cool though. It's cool. It's like one of those things that if your car isn't really hot, don't do it.
yeah. It has to be
It
perfect.
has to be perfect.
There's a lot on the line doing it.
It is. It's literally. You got to prove people
the
wrong.
two
with
things
it.
that people will probably argue with me on this is air and Lambo doors, and I'm doing them to both my PS13s, but I think they get away with it because they look good.
No, it's so hot.
Yeah,
They're hot boy.
they're hot
Yeah.
boy.
They're hot
cars.
boy. That's what I'm
And
saying.
I'm accepting.
You get the hot boy pass. It's
I'm
like
it's got the stand. I want to put underglow. I want to put, and then everyone's like, oh, you ruined it. Like, I just want it. If it's that mad, just go all mad. Just like, be there. Going,
yeah.
look at this stupid thing. Mine definitely don't look like this under the engine bay, that's for sure. Which is probably the next thing I'm gonna have to come up. It's the thing you're influencing me on all day.
the engine bays.
I've
We're
gotta-
all about
I've
the
gotta-
engine
I've got to
bays.
get in there now.
Oh,
and
yeah.
start
I forget about the outside of the car sometimes because I'm so like
Yeah.
involved.
Well, I did my
in-
engine bay first. It's like finished.
Yeah.
And
You do the engine bay and then you're like, oh wait, I have to do the outside
No,
now.
I'm
Yeah.
the opposite. I
Yeah,
start
yeah.
with the outside, and then I'm like, I can't see that. I can hide that from myself.
It's what's inside that matters.
It's completely what's on the outside. I am just. It looks great on the outside. What's under the bonnet? Don't worry about
He
it.
just likes the thick curves.
Yeah.
On the
Oh, some of my personality up beautifully there.
Yeah.
This also is lovely. This kind of looks like your one a little bit,
yeah. So
but not with, say, the fenders and stuff.
for sure. So he just got this back from paint, so it's still trying to put it back together. So he has full K aero and stuff for it. I wish it was on because it looks so good. But this was a process. This car just, it's there's one of those paint projects that just get passed around and it takes a really long time just out of circumstance. We've all been there.
Yeah.
Gosh, yeah. This thing, it's so dusty because it just literally came out of the paint shop, but it's just a nice, simple 1JZ VVTi, old Garrett 3076. Once again, he loves the polished stuff, so he polished this intake, and it's cool. Link ECU all around, all the components between the two, so they all run really nice. Straight sixes, as you know, just naturally run so good. So
They're of all the engine conversions, you go, I think this will work.
and so it's dusty, but it's usually really nice. This one makes like 450 on pump to the wheels, just easy. It's a 1J, you know how it is. And,
Easy 510, 20 horsepower on pump fuel, and you guys can get at the pump ethanol, right?
So that's like it's not different states gets it. So like Connecticut, we have like 2 pumps in the whole state. Some states have them like every town. Some states have them
Yeah,
multiple times.
when we heard that the last time, we're like, you can just go and fill it up.
Yeah,
And I'm like,
in parts of Florida, you get a lot of ethanol. I know,
yeah,
and there's
which
other
gives-
states, yeah.
is horsepower for days.
It's free safety. Yeah, just
I've been thinking about 370Zs lately. Going,
they're great.
Have we, especially in Europe, have we? The 350 came out, the tax killed it. The 370 came out, everyone went, bleh. But they're actually kind of a very nice looking version of the 350Z that they kind of perfected.
nicer.
And they've
Yeah.
perfected all the lines, and not many people have done them very well.
So I think what messes my brain up is I thought like my brain, even though I know better, thinks they produce them at the same time, right? Because I always saw them as like you get one or the other. But this was the
perfected
the
350.
350 continued on, not
Yeah.
at so like they took the 350 and was like, let's make it a little bit better. We had 10 years to figure it out, right?
It's a bit like your 300 ZXs. They were done so bad that you just gave up on them. But when you see them done quite nicely,
the interior, it doesn't creak as much.
No.
Everything's wrapped. I mean, it's a little dirty because he daily drives it, but it's just like, it's nicer fabric. It's not as squeaky.
and I like the fact that the body lines suit a simple kit and a simple set of wheels very nicely because there's enough curves on it.
Just a nice. You look at it.
Just a
That's
nice car. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of influenced now by this. Going, I think this could be the next thing. Like it's as a daily.
Yes. Yeah.
Like I like this.
Daily.
Oh,
When you need a daily for your daily,
Yeah,
it's daily,
yeah,
then your daily,
yeah,
daily.
yeah. Thanks for showing us around. This is pretty awesome. I really like this. So let's get
Someone's
back.
going to complain that we didn't mention the little cappuccino or.
Good car. He has a welded diff in it too.
Jimmy, can we do an experiment of how you fit in a cappuccino?
Okay, so here's the bad part though. It's got like a Suzuki. I guess it's supposed to be like a factory bucket seat, and I guess it's like supposed to be rare.
Oh yeah,
But it sucks. No one's ass bones fit there.
No.
I actually want, Dave. I want to see you fit in the Suzuki.
There's not a hope.
Nope.
I'm
Stop.
not-
Yeah.
I think if I even get in the door jam of this thing, I'll be doing well.
Yep. There we go.
Okay. Okay. Oh God.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. Get in there.
Ow!
Yep. See?
I am sitting on the seat.
I told you.
That's painful.
Yeah. Good thing DJ's.
I can't. Okay, this is me on the clutch, and so the door wouldn't work there.
Yep. Watch yourself there. Yep.
nice.
You are not one with the cappuccino.
Suits you, Dave.
It's a clean wig. You're good.
It's a clean wig.
Clean
Is it?
wig. Let's see.
Let's get it on there. It's
There
my
you
Jeremy
go.
Clarkson.
Oh
look.
my God! He looks like he just came off of a coke bender.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at that. There. It's a vibe, dude.
Very limited run. They've got like 600 cc. And
This trip's really getting to your
Yeah,
head,
you
Dave.
go.
You've lost control.
I got a Corvette at home.
yeah, it's not like what I drive every day, but probably do look as ridiculous as I feel.
With the hat
I
off.
kind of like the hair on you. I think it's.
You look like.
Shout out to Blaine from Drift Games, by the way. This is the look he goes with every day.
Oh, man.
There's no novelty.
It actually looks like your hair, though. Doesn't it? It's the same color as.
This is more Wayne's World
With
now.
there we
This
go.
one-
I like with the
Yeah.
hat on. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good now. You look like you should have a few Bud
What
Lights
up,
in your
bruh?
hand and
Yeah, this came back, went to America once.
I just came back with this.
Hi, I'm Dave Egan and I drink full throttle.
It's got an eagle, the flag, and it says full throttle. Original citrus.
If you want to go,
it needs an apple pie, and it needs a red bikini, and
That's on the back.
it's on the back, yeah.
Let's try this. It tastes like the stuff that you spray in your bathroom when you want to get rid of the smell of farts.
Febreze.
Yes. Was it like, it was only a few months ago when Jimmy was over. It was like less than 2 months ago.
Yeah.
So Jimmy came to our shed and we made him do some rings in Ruben's Laurel. So now I am being forced to do rings over here in
It's
Connecticut.
like a foreign exchange student program for rings.
So they have their own ring arena down here, which is like the one we have at our shed. And I will be doing them in a brand new car.
It's technically an 8.6, but it's also a Subaru, but it's also a
Pretty
GR86.
bad J6.
It's an 86.
I like that you have a ring arena also, which is kind of funny.
Ours is a little rough. Yours is pretty rough too.
It is rough, yeah.
It's on 255, so it's kind of gripped up.
Okay, so dump the clutch and just fucking go for it.
First gear is long. Have fun.
Nice.
Have a blast. I think it's a good balance of nervousness and happiness.
This is definitely the most expensive car he'll have done rings in.
I don't know, because you think about it, think about how much like S15s and stuff go for now.
To be fair, his 86 might actually be worth more than this BRZ.
That's what I'm saying. So he's got to break the ice somehow.
Neil has not only gone so far into the future of catching up on his content, he's gone so far into the future of 8.6s as well.
That's trying to put that joke. This is good though. This is good. It's you know what's I always say about this car is hilarious. It's like this is actually my cheapest and easiest car to fix. Think about it.
That's why you gave it to Neil.
Think literally though. Think like an S13 with an SR.
Yeah, true. You can
If
go
I-
down to the parts store and just get something for it in 10 minutes.
This bumper, anything. Like think about like the motor. If I blow this engine, $2,500, right?
What?
If I popped an SR,
Yeah. So technically this is low risk rings.
I mean that's still a lot of money, but still, like, comparatively, the risk is definitely lower.
What's funny about this is like this thing is mint and the wheels are nice. So it's like this. It's like us handing Jimmy a brand new machine, but like it's slightly terrifying how nice this thing is. So.
We need an intro, Neil. We need to go, hi, I'm Neil from Juicebox and this is...
Hi, I'm Johnny Knoxville. Hi, I'm Neil and I don't know what I'm doing.
Welcome to the Ring Arena, U.S. chapter.
This looks fun.
I feel feel bad doing it to such a nice car.
But it's quiet, so it doesn't sound like you're beating on it.
No, it doesn't.
So you're technically not, right?
Steady rings.
I was terrified of the nice advans and the potholes. I thought I was going to crash, and then that would make great television. I feel bad because it's so nice. We don't have nice stuff like this in Ireland. Usually it's older, so it's okay to wreck it. But this is brand new, and you're like, fucking wreck it! Wreck the fucking thing! And out of the smoke comes Dave Egan, and I'm on the wrong side of the car.
Over here.
I just can't get used to it at all.
She's a left hooker, lad.
I was hoping you'd be here, but you're on the other side.
Feels like a Z, power-wise, right?
It's very like a 350Z.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I was just very nervous of how nice it is. He's a pro!
He loves the ring. I love it. Do you know what a way to end the whole tour of just doing donuts in a car park?
It makes everyone happy.
Everybody's happy with
Everyone's
that.
happy.
I like that, like, you kind of ended your trip almost, you know, like car visiting trip with us just doing a load of donuts, so to kind of give back
Give back to the community.
of donuts and rings.
Pay it forward.
We
Yeah.
go all over the world. You know, it's funny. We do full drift events and competition events and clutch kickers and LZ fests. Still doing donuts in a car park.
Nothing beats an old donut in an oval.
Still smiling.
It's kind of like how fart jokes will always be funny no matter
Yeah.
how
Yep.
old you are.
No matter how far you get in the car world, you're always smiling after a few cheeky donuts.
Or no matter how sophisticated in the car world you think you've got.
No.
You know, you could have a
The
fun-
primal, it's just there every time, like, yeah.
And it's a little bit of looking around going, ooh, I wonder will I get in trouble. All right, Jimmy, thanks for showing us around. I'll tell you one thing.
Yeah.
Like, videos of Jimmy could go down, like, 14 hours because there's so much to look at here. But if you do want to see any more, obviously Jimmy's channel goes through it in huge detail. You can back catalog. I think every single car that's in there will be a build of it somewhere, so you can check it out. So we're hanging out for a few more days up here in Connecticut. We're going to try and get ourselves into more car videos and do whatever. I have absolutely no idea where it goes. And John, I'm actually happy I don't know where it's going because it's just going to be a surprise. Me and Neil are just rambling around looking at things. We didn't expect to see the Honda drag cars. We got to see some cool builds, and then I think we got stuck on a few things on your cars, which I love those conversations of building it up. So thank you guys so much for watching. The US tour is still
It continues.
yeah, I don't think I'm even a third into it, but the next time you'll see Jimmy, maybe we'll see another video, I don't know, but it'll be on Drift Week, so we're going to be chilling out and SEMA and all that good stuff down the line. So thank you guys for watching. More US content coming soon from Neil and Dave. We'll see you then.
Bye and goodbye.